Welcome dear students. Today we are going to learn the vibrational spectroscopy. This is also called as IR or infrared spectroscopy. So let's start with our topic. What is the vibrational spectroscopy? It is a technique which is used to identify the chemical compound. Okay, here which is based on what the which radiation? These are the IR radiation. The most common technique used for this vibrational spectroscopy is absorption spectroscopy. The IR spectroscopy exploits the fact that the molecule have a specific frequency at which they vibrate the corresponding to a discrete energy level. Here this molecule which is vibrated to a discrete energy level. In here if we consider the HCl molecule, this HCl molecule is vibrating. Okay. Next, that is the region. The IR region for electromagnetic spectrum are 780 nanometer to the 1000 micrometer. The IR region is mainly subdivided into a three region. First, there is near IR region. That means this is near to the visible region. That's why it is called as a near IR region. This is about 780 nanometer to 2.5 micrometer. Next region is called as a middle IR region. This is about 2.5 to 50 micrometer. And the last one, that is the far IR region. This far IR region is near to the microwave region. Okay, here this far IR region which is about 50 to 1000 micrometer. Next we are going to learn what happens when the absorption of IR occurs. Whenever the absorption of IR is occurs, the molecule which get stretched their bond, okay, stretch their bond and bend their bond. Due to the stretching of bond of the HCl or the bending of bond, there is a change in shape of the molecules. And here the IR absorption only occurs when the IR radiation which can be interact with the molecule undergoing the change in dipole moment as it vibrate or the rotate. It means what? Whenever the molecule, that is HCl, is vibrated, that time what happens? There is a change in a dipole moment which can be indicated as a mu. Okay, the dipole moment must be changed, is not equal to 0. Okay, that time here that molecule is known as what? The IR active molecules. Next, here for a molecule to show the IR or infrared absorption, it must be possessed a following feature. Which feature it must be possessed? It has a electric dipole moment which must change during the vibration. Here we take the example. This is in case of HCl molecule. This is the H and this is the Cl, and this plus Q and minus Q are the charge on that atom, and here D is the internuclear distance between that two atoms. The dipole moment is then for IR active molecule, it must have the dipole moment. What is the dipole moment? Dipole moment is a charge value which is indicated as a Q multiplied by the separation distance, that means the internuclear distance between two atoms, which is indicated as a D, between the positive and the negative charge. And that's why here the dipole moment which is equal to Q into D. Q is the charge and D is the internuclear distance. In heteronuclear molecule, due to the difference in electronegativities of the two atoms, one atom acquire a small positive charge and the another one has a small negative charge. You can see here, if this is HCl molecule, then this hydrogen which has a positive charge and this chlorine which has a negative charge. Okay, if we consider here, this is HCl, then this is hydrogen and this is the chlorine. This chlorine has a negative charge and this hydrogen has a positive charge. Okay, next, that is, this molecule is IR active. Which molecule is IR active? Then it has a permanent dipole moment. For example, HCl. HCl is active. Why? Because HCl has a permanent dipole moment. Whenever we stretch the molecule or bend the molecule, their atom changes their internuclear distance. That's why they changes their dipole. That's why this HCl is a active compound. In case of N2, it's inactive. Why? Because N2 molecule has a zero dipole moments. The IR spectrum, which represents the rotation vibration spectrum of the molecule. In a solution, the rotation of the molecule is strongly hindered, the bands are strongly broadened, and the maximum of these bands correspond to a vibrational spectrum. In a solid state, the rotation are effectively frozen so that the spectrum appear at relatively sharp band, which correspond to the normal vibration. In case of gaseous, the rotation vibration spectrum can be observed. Let me see the mode of vibration. The interaction of IR radiation with the matter, which can be understood in terms of change in a dipole associated with the vibration. The vibration which can be involved the change in bond length, either by changing a stretching of the bond, or there is a change in bond angle by the bending of the bond. The some bond can be stretched in a plane, that is called as a stretching, symmetric stretching, or some of bond which can be stretched out of the plane, that is called as asymmetric stretching. The bending vibration can be either in plane or out of plane. Let me see the mode of vibration. This is a stretching vibration. This is the example of water molecule H2O. Here there is the hydrogen is there, and at the center there is oxygen is there. This is symmetrically stretching. This type of vibration, that is called the stretching vibration. Whenever we stretch, we can stretch in two types. First, that is the symmetric stretching. That means the two hydrogen which can be stretched symmetrically, or another one that is asymmetric stretching. That means one hydrogen is stretched and another one is contract. That is called as the asymmetric stretching. Next type, that is the bending. Here there are the two main types of bending. First, that is the out of the plane, and the second, that is in the plane. In out of plane, this is called as a wagging process and the twisting process. In wagging, we can be stretched through positive charge symmetrically, and in the twisting process, the positive negative charge which can be twisted. In the plane, there are the two types, the rocking and the saucering. In rocking, here this molecule which can be bended in clockwise manner, or in case of saucering, we bend that hydrogen bond like a scissor. Okay, that's why this is called the scissoring. That means the molecular vibration is divided into two main types. First, that is back or front movement, that is stretching vibration. This is divided into two types, symmetric and unsymmetric stretching. Second type, that is bending, which involve the change in bond angle. In case of bending, there are the four types, that is scissoring and rocking, which can be happen in the plane of vibration. And second type, wagging and the twisting, which can be happen in out of vibration. Okay, here let me see the total number of mode of vibration. How to calculate the mode of vibration? The number of coordinates required to specify the position of all the atoms in the molecule is called the number of degree of freedoms. We have to find out the number of degree of freedom. This is also a very important question asked in the NET/SET examination, that is calculate the number of degree of freedom. That is the number of coordinates required to specify the position of all atom in the molecule is called the number of degree of freedom. For the molecule with n atoms, it has a 3n degree of freedom. So the degree of vibrational freedom, that is the total number of mode of vibration for polyatomic molecule, which can be given as a formula, that is 3n minus 5. This formula is for a linear molecule, and the second one, that is what, 3n minus 6. This is for what? The non-linear molecule. Let me see here. In a translational movement of the molecule, there are the three translation degree of freedom x, y, z axis. So the remaining 3n minus 3 coordinate represent the internal degree of freedom. These are subdivided into rotational degree of freedom and vibrational degree of freedom. So for the linear molecule, how to calculate degree of freedom in a translational motion? It's 3. In rotational, it's 2. And for vibrational degree of freedom for linear molecule is 3n minus 5. And for non-linear molecule, having the formula 3n minus 6. Here let me see the IR active molecule. Which one is the IR active or which is the IR inactive? In the molecular vibration of CO2 molecule, here whenever there is a asymmetric stretching takes place, that means this is the carbon and here this is the oxygen. Whenever here this oxygen and this carbon they stretch their bond in opposite direction, that time there is a change in length takes place, and that's why there is a change in dipole moment. That this molecule is IR active. In asymmetric stretching, that molecule are called as what? IR active molecule. But in case of symmetric stretching, that means both the oxygen which can be stretched in the same direction, that time there is no change in dipole moment, and that's why here this molecule is IR inactive. And in case of bending, here there is a change in bond angle, and that's why here this molecule also shows the IR activity. Here is the example vibrational mode of water. This is a distorted molecule V1. This is normal molecule, and here this is distorted. That means here this is a normal water molecule. We stretch this molecule in outward direction, and here in second case this is distort or we contract the bond between the oxygen and the hydrogen. Here this is in case of mu2. We can see here the molecule is stretched. This is the original one, and this is molecule is bended toward itself. Okay, and here this is the asymmetric stretching. This is first is the symmetric stretching, second mu2 is the bending, and third one is asymmetric stretching. It takes place over here. That is the fundamental IR band for the water are first the symmetric stretching, which is a parallel. Next is a symmetric bending. This is the symmetric bending, which has the value 1595 centimeter inverse. And third word, there is the anti-symmetric stretching. Okay, this is the basic functional group is for the bending. There is a CH and OH shows the bending vibration. Stretching vibration shown by the alkane molecule, aromatic carbon-carbon, alkene molecule, aromatic carbon, carbonyl compound, OH, and the CH compounds. Here, that's why the IR spectrum of the complex molecules, there are the many possible vibrational mode giving rise to a complicated spectra with many peaks. The IR spectra are mainly used to identify the unknown compound. The peak position can demonstrate what functional group are present in the molecule. Each functional group gives rise to an absorption peak at a characteristic frequency, no matter what is the rest of the molecule contain. The peak position and the intensity of the unknown can be compared with the spectrum which is known the suspects in the same manner that police use fingerprint. This is the value of the IR value of some functional group. Next, and the important topic which is related to the spectroscopy, physical spectroscopy, we start, that is harmonic oscillator. Here, in a harmonic oscillator, that means this molecule get oscillated, assuming that the two atoms are the point masses connected by a massless spring with a simple harmonic motion. Okay, that means what happened? This is HCl molecule which having a mass m1 and m2. Okay, these are symmetrically stretched, which is their bond is like a spring. This is like a massless spring. We can stretch that molecule and released. Whenever we stretch or release, they have some restoring force. The restoring force which is equal to F, which is denoted as F, which is equal to minus Kx, where K is a force constant, F is a restoring force and X is the distance. Then their potential energy V of X, which is equal to minus F dx. If we integrate this value, we put the value of F into this equation and we get the integration of Kx dx, and then we get the integration V of X, which is equal to half of Kx square. Okay. Then what happened? The stretching of the bond AB of the frequency of oscillation, the harmonic oscillator is given by the relation, it gives the relation, that is V frequency, which is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root K upon mu. K is a force constant and mu is the reduced mass, which can be calculated by the formula MAMB divided by MA plus MB. This term we can be present in a joule, and then in form of centimeter inverse we measure this term in form of wave number, that is mu bar, which is equal to 1 upon 2 pi c under root K by mu. Next, that is the harmonic oscillator. The harmonic oscillator which obeys the Hooke's law. Here we take the example of HCl. This is the original position of Cl, and only the hydrogen which is very small, that's why which can be stretched. Okay, then this hydrogen which can be, this is the Re, that is equilibrium radius, and at this position there is equilibrium radius. Then this hydrogen which can be stretched and goes to the original position. The next step also, the hydrogen which can be, by increasing the energy of the molecule, the hydrogen which can be stretched and then goes to the original position here. And here we can see this is the distance R which can be done by the molecule which can be stretched or the contact. That's why the energy which is equal to 1 upon 2 K into R minus Re square. Okay, this is the internuclear distance. Re is the equilibrium distance and r is the distance traveled by the hydrogen. The oscillating frequency, that's why, is equal to omega of oscillating frequency, which can be noted as omega, which is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root k upon mu, which is measured in form of hertz. And also, if in case of wave number, the epsilon or omega of oscillator frequency, which is equal to 1 upon 2 pi c under root k into mu, which can be measured in the unit centimeter inverse. Mu is the effective mass, k is a force constant. Okay. Here, let me see the examples of that. The strong absorption of the IR radiation is observed for HCl is 2991 centimeter inverse. Calculate the force constant for the molecule. And B, by what factor do you expect this frequency to shift if deuterium is substituted for hydrogen in this molecule? The force constant is unaffected by this substitution. Let's solve this. First, here delta E is equal to h mu, which is equal to hc upon lambda, which is equal to under root k upon mu. We know this formula. Therefore, the delta E, which is equal to hc, which is equal to h upon 2 pi under root k upon mu. We put all the value into this equation and then we get the force constant, which is equal to 516.3 Newton meter per meter. The vibration frequency of DCl is lower by the substantial amount. Then we can calculate the under root mu of HCl divided by mu of DCl. Then we get the difference of that is 0.717. Okay. This is about what? The harmonic oscillator. According to the Hooke's law, F is equal to K into delta x, that is change in distance, which is equal to R minus R equilibrium. And then according to that, we can calculate the energy of harmonic oscillator, which is equal to E is equal to 1 upon 2K into R minus RE square. Okay. And according to that, we can find out the oscillating frequency, which is equal to omega omega bar, which is equal to 1 upon 2 pi c under root k upon mu. Okay. Here we will stop here. Next time we will learn their energy differences and the energy of the different level of the vibrating oscillator. Okay. So thank you very much for watching this lecture. Okay.